Welcome to another Nonprofit Spotlight. Today I have my friend Tameka Tyner, who is the director of the Generation Y Center, which is an organization that's been here since 2006. Tameka actually has an office upstairs in our building, which we're glad to have her as a neighbor, although we don't see her very often. She's here on the weekends more than we are. But Tameka, tell us a little bit about Generation Y Center, why you exist, and what you're all about.
Generation Y Center is a nonprofit organization that focuses on providing services for families. We exist because we saw a need of being able to connect the youth with their parents, which is generating the family, and then connecting to outside resources such as school, social activities, and those kind of things.
All right. So you provide services for students, but also for their parents in other situations, trying to serve in the whole family.
Yes, sir.
That's neat. So tell us about some of the things you do.
We have a beekeeping program.
A beekeeping program?
Yes, where we produce our own honey, and we actually sell that honey to keep the program running.
Right.
We also have a garden here in Greenville.
Right. A pretty good sized garden.
It's a very big one. The garden is out at Rock Spring Center.
Okay.
On Highway 33. Mr. Phil Flowers has allowed us to be able to go out there and use it for our educational center for our youth, along with being able to plant and provide produce for income.
Your garden is, you're producing seasonal vegetables.
Yes. And
you're selling them, you're using them for to teach the kids about gardening and about some principles of working, I guess?
Yes.
What do the kids tend to take away from that experience?
They usually like the idea of being able to be hands-on and actually being able to watch something grow, which also allows them to be able to be more receptive of trying new things. And so, for example, like with our Swiss chard, it's a bright red and purplish kind of color. And so being able to actually see that grow, you might be more willing to try it as a vegetable.
I've never had it myself. So. Yeah, that's a great example. I'm not sure what Swiss chard is. Well, tell us about the beekeeping. Where do you do that?
We actually do the programming here in the building, but our bees are in Edgecombe County.
Okay. We
don't usually have our youth go out there, just because we want to make sure that they're all suited up and those kind of things. And so we'll have either our master beekeeper come in and talk about it, or now we're working on actually doing like a Zoom thing. So while he is there, he's actually been able to talk to them.
Right. So the kids are learning about beekeeping, just not necessarily
having to be right there.
Get stung or anything.
Exactly.
Like that. I got you. So I hear you guys just received a summer literacy grant. Tell us about that.
Yes. Dollar General Summer Literacy Program awarded us funding so that we would be able to kind of keep the youth involved in academics, especially with COVID-19. Because the students have missed out on half of a semester, along with now having the summer and then being transitioned into a new grade, we felt the need that we need to kind of try to fill in the academic gap.
So what are they providing? Every
month we are sending out books. So we have a resource library upstairs with a whole lot of different books. However, with COVID-19, we can't just lend them out. And so we were looking for funding to be able to give students actually the books, and so they get to keep the books.
That's great.
But we also are putting it into the packets, depending on their grades. It may be about decimals, fractions, kind of just trying to keep them engaged academically.
Just supplemental educational materials. That's great. In addition to working with the students, tell us what you do with the families.
We have family nights, and we have done movie nights, we've done board game nights, we've done just coming in for dinner.
Right. You also do some classes for adults?
Yes, we do high school equivalency classes for especially working parents who may not necessarily be able to get to the classroom. They're able to work on their own pace and on time and still be able to go take the test.
That's neat. So what made you decide to start doing those classes?
Well, currently, I am a basic skills instructor. And so what I kind of started to see before COVID-19 has hit and everything has gone virtual was that there was a lot of times where people wanted to be able to take the classes, but it didn't fit into their schedule.
Right.
And so being able to offer that online and they can do it at home or in their breaks and those kind of things became kind of unessential. And then we have some parents or grandparents that are taking care of, children who are not familiar with what we call now the current math,
Right.
or the history and those kind of things. So being able to help their kids or their youth were very important to them too.
So do you do some academic development work with kids as well?
Yes, we actually do academic tutoring. We will resume that back in August. But yes, we do.
Yeah. Tell us how COVID-19 has affected your work.
We have actually ceased all of our programs since I think it was mid-February. We just wanted to kind of make sure that they were going to be safe.
Right.
So we're looking at resuming programming for beekeeping and gardening in July.
What do you love about doing this? What makes you want to do this?
I love to see the progress of people, to see that aha moment,
right?
Or for them to be excited about something they did not know. So I think it's the success and the progress of moving from one point to another.
So what outcomes do you hope to see in the families you're serving?
To see sustainability, whether that means financially, socially, or emotional, because they all play a part.
Right.
To see youth who may be struggling in academics to improve and to be able to successfully transition over, to see an increase of what we would call maybe vocational trades, because everybody may not want to do the college thing,
right.
But we still need farmers. We still need bees are important. They're beekeepers and those kind of things, stuff that are essential to our everyday.
Kids wouldn't necessarily get exposed to another
right.
opportunities. That's really neat. So tell us, what are some ways people can be involved in what you're doing? Some volunteer opportunities.
We can always use volunteers at our garden by weeding, harvesting, especially when the kids are out there, to have that additional manpower. That's always helpful.
Right.
We can have volunteers come in and teach different classes, different skills like arts and crafts. For example, maybe painting, candle making, any kind of thing.
You think people have skills and want to share with young people.
Right.
Kids want to learn.
Yes,
so
and hands-on, and they're usually excited about
That's
those
right.
things.
And so if people want to get involved, how do they get in touch with you?
Our office number is 252-495-0548. Our website is www.generationycenter.org. And we also have a Facebook page.
So Tameka Tyner, we're so glad to have you. She is the director of Generation Y Center here in our community and doing great work for not just students but their families as well. We're excited about what they're doing and hopeful for things to crank back up in the fall in a real strong way. So thanks for joining us today and best of luck.
Thank you for having me.